So your eyes extend, your detection ability into the, surrounding environment. Every object, that's around you, both absorbs and reflects, light, and you see the reflected electromagnetic radiation, that's not been absorbed by the object. So this green brain next to me, or the green leaves, of spring, are absorbing other wavelengths of electromagnetic radiation within the range of visible light, and they are reflecting back, the medium wavelengths within the range that correlate with what we will perceive potentially in most cases as green. So, light can be described as both a particle and a wave, right? And so these are wavelengths of electromagnetic radiation that you're able to detect. And electromagnetic radiation, the spectrum of electromagnetic radiation that's all around you is quite vast, and yet our photoreceptors in the eye are actually quite limited in terms of the specific wavelengths that they're capable of absorbing and transducing into a neuronal response. So it runs from, the shorter wavelength, end of this narrow visible light spectrum, which we typically perceive as kind of violet light, through the medium wavelength, the M type, photoreceptive response, which is, usually perceived as green, all the way to the L type, or the long wavelength type, which is perceived as red. And beyond, the red end of that visible light narrow spectrum, you have infrared, right? Which can be absorbed actually by thermoreceptors, right? And you can generate like a, a somatosensory, kind of temperature sort of response. And actually at the other end, at the short wavelength end, you go into the ultraviolet, right? And that can actually, we'll see, can do some damage to, skin and to eyes and things like that. But, there's always going to be sensory detection, where specialized sensory neurons in the eye, we're going to see they're called photoreceptors, will detect photons of light, or, wavelengths of light, and convert this energy into neuronal activity. That's the stimulus transduction. And then that's going to be routed along specific regions that will support your perceptual experience, and that's going to be, we'll see, dependent upon activity in networks at the cortical